Good morning, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a great video planned out for you guys today. Today it is Saturday morning, and every Saturday morning I usually like to read the comments from the Friday's video. Now, I forgot to say anything about this yesterday, but people that watch the channel on a regular basis, they already know that. And people that are newer to the channel may not know I do this. This is something that I like to do because it kind of gives interaction specifically between me and you. It gives you an opportunity to ask me the questions that you find important. You can ask, I can look through them, and I try to comment on every single one of them. Now, you could ask me something that I don't know and I have to go look up, or I just say I don't know it. I don't read the majority of these ahead of time, so I don't always know what I'm going to be asked. I'm not ashamed. If I don't know the answer, I know how to find it, and that kind of is the important thing in life, I believe, that if you don't know the answer, as long as you can figure it out or go find it, then you're all set. So with that being said, we're going to jump in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it is something that I do every week. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments below and hit that subscribe button. And with that and give it a thumbs up. And with that being said, let's jump in right off. So yesterday's video, why gold and silver tank? The fundamentals still look good. Yes, I'm still happy with gold and silver right now. I'm not worried about them. I believe right now what we are just basically seeing is they are trying to strengthen the dollar, and they're trying to make the dollar look like the ultimate investment for a lot of people. Treasury bonds, US dollars, that sort of thing. What they don't want people doing is buying a secondary form of money, essentially, although I know it's technically a primary form of money, gold and silver, but in their eyes the majority has not woken up to this yet. So until they do, gold and silver is at a great deal for you guys. So with that being said, we're going to kind of jump in and start reading the comments. There's not a lot of comments, like I said, because I did forget to mention it. And some of them are going to just be comments like good morning. People that just want to help the algorithm and let me know, good morning. So first one from Unknown. Good morning, T. Morning, everybody. Welcome new members. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Unknown. I hope you had a great day today. It definitely was a great buying opportunity for gold and silver, but I'm sure someone's going to comment that in a minute. Robert G saying great video with the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Robert G. I do appreciate that. Joe, I like to grab our choice 10-ounce silver bars every now and then. Are 10-ounce silver bars good to stack? And what does the term frothy refer to? Thanks. Love the Q&As, and it's a great idea. So, okay, so our choice 10-ounce bars was the first part of that. Personally, I do have some 10-ounce bars, but I think where silver's ultimately going to go, a lot of people won't be able to afford them. Now, think about it this way. Recently, we've seen 10-ounce bars we've seen silver go up to $122. That basically makes a 10-ounce bar worth $1,220 for a small 10-ounce bar. Not a lot of people have $1,200 to buy a bar of silver. I will say refineries like 10-ounce bars, so if you want to sell it back to a refinery, they do seem to like bigger bars. Why? They can test it once, and essentially they basically can melt it down, and boom, they just did one melt instead of 10 to get the same amount of silver. However, individuals, it's going to be harder to sell. If your objective down the road is to sell your whole stack to somebody, to a refiner, and retire, and you want to sell it all at once, and you'll get essentially you will probably get a form filled out, and that form will get sent to the Uncle Sam, and they'll give you a check right there on the spot. Then 10-ounce bars are the way to go. I mean, it's quick, it's easy. For people that don't plan on selling their stack, they plan on passing their stack down to a future generation, to their kids, to relatives, to someone, or they think maybe I'll have to sell 1 ounce of silver or 2 ounces of silver just to make ends meet each month. That gives them a little bit of an opportunity to do that. A lot of people can still afford $122. Now, we are not at $122 right now, but if we do get back up there, which I think we will, that's my thoughts on that. I prefer smaller stuff, but when you can't find silver and there's a deal on 10-ounce bars and you've got extra cash and you want to invest it in precious metals, then I'll take 10-ounce bars even. Our 10-ounce bar is good stack. So that's my overall answer on that. What does the term frothy refer to? So I'm guessing frothy is Wall Street in the terms that you say, because frothy has a lot of different meanings. But I'm guessing the word you heard was probably frothy in terms of a Wall Street slang, talking about an asset that's just about ready to really just go to the moon. The price of it is just going to shoot up astronomically high. And I think silver could be frothy. I think we will see that happen with silver. And that's what I think you mean by that. But I'm not sure 100%. I hope that's what you're asking. If you heard it referring to silver, that's what they were basically talking about, I think. Thanks. Love the Q&A. Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate that. Next comment. Good morning, T. Hoping for Friday SmackDown. I'll buy again. Loving the sale. Should be able to get some at $24 this summer if you're patient. Laugh out loud. I hope you're right. That's kind of funny, actually. So, we did see the SmackDown continue. For those of you that don't know, we've seen silver close out the week at 67, 69. Typically, I will say sell in May and go away. We usually do see some sort of a beatdown over the summer. 24 is extremely optimistic. I can't picture us seeing $24 silver. If we do, I think there is going to be a lot of frustrated people out there that they ever even touch silver. I would be very shocked if we saw $24 silver, but I would also be extremely disappointed. I like a good deal as much as anybody, but $24, whew, that is a huge beatdown. That's like having $120,000 Bitcoin and then seeing it drop all the way down to 60,000. That's bad. And technically, no, it wouldn't even be like that. It'd be like seeing Bitcoin go down to 25,000, because that would be pretty close to the same ratio. So it would be devastating for a lot of people. But we'll see what happens. Definitely a buying opportunity, I personally think, this weekend, and we'll see how it plays out. So thank you so much, Sean, for that great comment. And lots of this and that. Yeah, I don't even know what to think about that. 24. Whew, that would be definitely different. The Happy Stacker, enjoy the video this morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope you have a great weekend. Next comment, John Wilkos. Good video, T. Nowadays, you have to fact check the fact checkers. Absolutely. You do. Also, there is one analysis out there claiming silver could get down to $55 before year end and then spike up above the all-time high. This was from a guest analyst on Kitco. So 55 is not unbelievable, first of all. There's some people that think it could go down to 24. So who knows? But 55 is not unbelievable. We were just at 65. What's a $10 drop at this point? But remember, every time we see precious metals basically get pushed down lower and lower, it does something to the buying market to where the buyers flood in and get even more. If silver went down to $20, there are probably people that would basically bet their house on it. I would probably be one of them. I would definitely convert my house into silver at $20 silver. Now, I know some people out there would say that's crazy, because obviously I might even consider trying to get some paper silver. I know that sounds even crazier for some of you, but if you were to bet your house or borrow against your house, essentially, with paper, I think you would only get paper money back. You would not get physical. I would definitely be buying up a bunch of physical too, obviously. But if you're going to, I don't want to say gamble, but at $20 silver, I would gamble everything I had on it. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I gambled pretty big at 32, and it looks like it still paid off for me. Could that backfire? It could. I had a lot of people tell me you're crazy. We'll see what happens, how that's going to play out in the long run. So could we see 55? Yeah, we could. Will it end up spiking after? It's like a compressed spring. You can compress a spring. You can hold a beach ball underwater. Eventually, you have to let up on it. And when you do, what's the reaction going to be to that action? And so we'll see how that plays out. Great comment on that. So BJ, what is up, BJ? Good morning, T. I didn't catch the bottom of the pullback, but I did catch 67.73 as she was climbing back up again. I was not planning on it, but to me, a pullback is still an unexpected sale that you either ignore or you take advantage of if you can. And anything under $80 is a steal. Knowing what's about to happen when all the profit takers and weak-handed shake out, and those who have taken profits are now finding out that they are not going to be able to replace that silver, what they have sold, very easily. Now that even wholesalers are being limited on the amounts that they can acquire for their clients, and I hadn't heard that yet. I'm going to have to look into that in a minute. I haven't heard that there was limits for dealers, but I've got a couple people that work for some of the big bullion companies, so I may look into that, which does limit even big money from draining their vaults. That is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to look that up. I might even do a video on that. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but it would make sense. It would make sense because we are seeing the vaults get drained really quick, and I think as that continues to happen, they will look for ways to slow that down. Here's the thing, though. Who's draining the vaults? A lot of that does come down to industrial demand. With industrial demand, it's hard to limit a solar panel manufacturer and tell them, we can't give you silver. It's hard to limit an AI company from silver. Hard to limit some of these places. Now, you might be able to limit single investors like me and you, but can you really limit big companies that need that silver to grow their business or to produce the manufacturing items that they produce? Excuse me. We will see how that's going to play out in time. 67.73, great price to have caught, in my opinion. We're pretty much there right now. We've seen it climb back up, and then we've seen it get pulled back down again. Even then, what's it going to be at by the time you get that silver? That's the big question to think about. By the time you get it, it's probably going to be, 7 to 10 business days, which means silver in 7 to 10 business days could be a little lower. I'm not going to lie. It could be a little lower. But once the first week of next month is over, then I think we're probably going to start climbing back up faster and faster. And we'll see what happens and how that plays out. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. I can only tell you guys what I think. Dave, as a store of value, we should still be buying. Junk well under spot is a steal. Yeah, if you can pick junk silver up right now under spot, I think that's a good deal. When I say junk silver, I'm talking constitutional. There are a lot of people out there that are willing to let that stuff go. Some people don't like it. Refineries aren't really buying that up right now. I talked to a friend of mine last week, asked him his thoughts on that, and he said no, refineries are still not buying junk silver. And they're still making people wait on payments for silver, and they're not locking people in when you send it in. So that lockout, essentially, or that inability to lock the price of silver that you're selling, some people are not willing to sell. I would not be willing to send my silver to a refinery and then I don't even know what I'm going to get paid. If the price crashes, they got the right to send you a lower price. Not like you can change your mind. So who knows how that will play out. I wouldn't do that. And I think a lot of people aren't selling right now because of that. Morning T and fellow stackers, great video. I agree. I think a bunch of investment funds needed liquidity to cover margins or shorts, or perhaps some brewing private lending credit crisis. That's actually what we had talked about yesterday. That's why we saw that beat down, in my opinion. On top of that, we do have, we're getting close to a major delivery at the end of the month, first of the new month. I think they want to have the price a little lower, so people maybe just settle for cash, or they decide to roll their contracts over. Rolling contracts over instead of taking delivery benefits them. It kind of keeps kicking the can down the road, keeps the ball in court, and we'll see how that's going to play out. Who knows such things? How are you today? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for that super chat the other day. I really do appreciate that. To each their own. So we can only make each other think. You are correct in that. May the Lord of heaven and earth bless you above and beyond your wildest dreams. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I can't thank you enough for everything. I really do appreciate it. Next comment, super duper video. Awesome. Thank you so much, Calvin. I appreciate that. Let's see. Next comment, Gregory. Morning T. Hello, everyone. Let's talk about silver and gold and stuff. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I try to talk about, right now I'm talking about it almost every day. We'll see if that keeps up and how things are going. I've actually been unsubscribing. I've never unsubscribed, or that I can remember, really, to many channels. But I've got so many channels, and it blows my mind that... So first of all, I'm subscribed to literally over 1,000 YouTube channels. And for the longest time, I've just subscribed to people to help them out. Some people are trying to grow channels and stuff. But I looked at it, and I was going through, and I was like, anybody that hasn't posted in like at least a month, I'm unsubscribing. I'm going through every one of them. It takes forever to go through them. But I've kind of been doing that pretty much like the last 2 hours of the day. I don't even know how I got off topic on that, but it just got me thinking when you say, let's talk about silver and gold and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of been crazy how some people, they just totally stop posting. And I'll be honest, it gets frustrating sometimes to not grow. But then it gets even frustrating when I see people that are posting once every month and they've got, I don't know, 1 million subscribers. I'm like, how in the world? Okay, next comment, though, before I get rambling on too much. The government stole my extra cash this month through taxes. I'm feeling for some silver. A few grams should get me right. Yeah, a lot of people have to pay taxes this month, so a lot of people are pretty much tight broke right now. We'll see how it plays out. Tax time. I actually have a refund coming, and I still haven't filed. In fact, I am behind on my taxes even from last year. I hate to say that. They owe me, but it's not a lot, and I should have already done them, but I am an extreme procrastinator on certain stuff, especially since I've been working on my new house. That's kind of been a priority. I need to get my taxes done and get caught up and stuff, especially if I want to be in the Philippines, hopefully next year maybe. But we'll see how that plays out. I'm sorry to hear that they took the bulk of your money or a chunk of your money. But every little bit helps when you're stacking silver, even a few grams. Let's see. Raise the colors. I like to buy high and sell low. Just kidding. Still think silver is going to drop into the 50s and gold toward 4K. Well, anything technically lower is toward 4K. Will we hit 4K? Who knows? In the 50s, I mean, unfortunately, I think that could very well happen. I mean, it's only $7 away, technically, when you say in the 50s. So it's going to be interesting. We got a week before, a week and a half before things really start to settle out. So who knows? Next comment. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, photography. I really do appreciate that. I hope you have a great weekend as well. Robert, good morning. T. All those holding multiple zeros of paper really don't want to keep it in paper anymore. That is the truth. But a lot of people don't know the difference. They don't know the difference between paper and not paper. Next comment. DY Land. I'm not sure I'm going to pronounce this right. DY Landud. I can't say land. Yeah, I didn't pronounce that right. DYL and I don't know if there should be two D's there. I keep wanting to say and, but Landon? No, that's not accurate. Landud? I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Love Harry. Yes, I know clearly who he is now on Silver Dragon's channel. I couldn't believe that after I watched it. I've heard the guy talk a million times, but I never really heard his name. I don't know how I missed his name. Just kind of funny. And then there's actually another kid that's a big dude that's on that in that same coin shop. But okay, some hearts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I know yesterday you had made a comment. Maybe I was being a little temperamental in the morning. I wasn't trying to be. I just, sometimes when people write comments, they don't always come out right. Sometimes you say something and it can be taken out of context. I actually watched a video on that not too long ago. It was like, I wish I could find the exact write-up on it. It was like, hey, dude, you still want to go out? And the guy's like, whatever. He's like, whatever? What do you mean, whatever? Whatever yourself. No, whatever. Anything's cool. And just went back and forth because it was kind of taken out of context. So you got to watch out how you say stuff now. Let's see. Hot-headed, how's it going? Silver is tanking again today. It's not stopping. We are in trouble. If a recession is starting, it could stay down for a long time. Simply my opinion. Chris Paul saying, yeah, and the newbies who said buy the dip at 100 are learning the tribe has all the power. Like I warned long ago, if you didn't buy at sub 20, you are at risk. And a thumbs up. So here's the thing, Chris, you've been warning that silver was a bad investment all the way back into the 20s. I think anybody that got silver in the 20s or 30s, I think, are still looking good. The lowest claim that I've heard, well, technically I heard one tonight that was even lower. The lowest claim I had heard was 35, but someone left a comment today, 24. So who knows? We'll see. Some people are just totally against silver. And when the price is falling, they do come out of the woodwork and make comments. I certainly couldn't find any of your comments, though, when we were over 100. It's easy for a lot of people out there to be 100% bullish or 100% negative-ish. I'm not 100% bullish. I'm not. I'm also not 100% negative when it comes to precious metals. It's kind of funny because even in politics, which I've always been told you shouldn't talk about politics, but politics and religion is something I've been told I should not talk about. But even with politics, it seems like some people think that one side is 100% walk on water. Doesn't matter. And one side is 100% evil. Doesn't matter. I find that always interesting because I'm not the type of person that hated everything this administration has done. I'm not the type of person that's hated or liked everything the previous administration did, and so on all the way back. As long as I've been following politics, both Democrats and Republicans do things I like and do things I don't like. And the same thing is with silver. I don't think silver is going to go up 100% of the time, and I don't think it's going to go down 100% of the time. Excuse me. I don't think personally we're in trouble. I mean, yes, if you bought silver at $100, you might have to wait a little bit. But I don't think you're necessarily in trouble. But we'll see what happens. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know the future. I am seeing a lot of people switch from silver to gold, which is kind of interesting. A lot of the people I know are now shifting. They just want to get more gold under their belt. And maybe that is the case. A good thing. We'll see. Statistically, silver, when it was 125 to 1, people should have been buying silver. And as silver came down to 50 to 1, then maybe people should be focusing on gold. However, gold to silver ratio right now, I mean, we had a big jump on it recently. 66.11. You can see on the chart right here that it did start climbing again. Did we hit rock bottom when we were at 46? I still don't think so. I really don't. The reason I don't is we were nowhere near the all-time low on the gold to silver ratio or the previous big bull runs that we've seen. We weren't there yet. And because of that, I think we still have a lot of potential for silver. But we'll see. Time will tell. Silver Solutions, what is up? Good morning, Vietnam. Another great price. Another great piece. The market is all over the place, but it will settle. We will find the floor and bounce to all new highs. Take the deals while they last and keep on stacking, everybody. Yeah, eventually I think we will find the floor. I'm a little shocked we didn't bounce higher over the weekend. That scares me a little bit. Usually Friday, we see a little bit of a beat down. And then just before the markets close, we see it climb back up. We didn't really see it climb back up. So there's a lot of people that are going to go out and buy this week. But there's a lot of people that understand this. The people that stack are usually older. A lot of them get retirements. A lot of them get Social Security, some kind of disability pay, that type of stuff. And so I think a lot of them are going to wait, and they're going to have to wait to buy at the end of the month. So it's possible we'll see the beatdown come a little earlier and then the pop a little sooner. I still think, because of what we've seen last year, I still think that's possible. We'll see something like that play out again this year. A beat down and then a huge rally. Let me grab a drink of my soda real quick. Hold on one second. It's Diet Coke for those of you wondering. I know I probably shouldn't be drinking Diet Coke at 1 in the morning, but let's see here. Hillbilly stacks. I've seen this coming. I've been stacking cash for about 6 months. I told everybody I will buy again when silver goes back down to 50. Almost there. I predict this war over in 2 years. I predicted this war over 2 years ago as well. I warned all Tyrannosus Trader Trump would be Biden 2.0 on steroids, and I wasn't wrong. We need to start, I can't say that word, politicians beginning with somebody. I got to be careful. I can't say anything that's borderline hate speech, and someone might take that as hate speech, so I can't finish reading all that comment. You've made some calls. Be very careful, I will say. And you even edited it, so I'm wondering if your edit toned it down a little bit. So here's the thing about this. I'm gonna talk about the silver aspect. I don't think anybody is 100% wrong. I don't think anybody's 100% right. You said in your comment 2.0, which means you probably weren't too happy with the previous administration, and you're probably not happy with this administration by the sound of it. We only had a few choices to pick from. That's what I told one of my friends who does not like this administration. I said, dude, you got a couple choices. You had option A or option B. That's it. I don't want to get too political and upset people. I mean, I took what I took based on what was said. I took what I took based off previous administrations. I think the current administration, when I say administration, I'm referring pretty much to the president. What he said he was going to do in his last term, he did. What he said he was going to do in this term does not seem like it's happening. But he can't be reelected, and when he's done his term, that's it. It's the end of him as president. So, I mean, people can get away with a lot more their second term. Their first term, they got to appeal to a little bit to the people. Who knows? It's a touchy subject. But silver again at $50. We're almost there. 50 as a flat number, be very careful. I've heard comments similar to that when people thought we were going to see sub $20 silver. And I personally know people that said they would not buy until we were back under $20. And yes, it came down to $22, $23, and they were saying comments just like that. And then all of a sudden the tide turned and it just rocketed higher. You're a member of the channel. I'm thankful for that. I don't want to upset any of the members of the channel, but I definitely want people to be careful thinking that the price could plunge. If you did put most of your fiat cash away waiting for 50, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, I would probably be hedging. And when silver hits 60, I might want to get a little. When it hits 55, I might want to get a little. And then if it hit 50, then I'd go through with my plan with everything I got left. But that's just my opinion. I wish people all the best. I hope you get a ton at $50. And that's awesome. You didn't buy it in the last 6 months. I'll be honest, I bought in a lot less. I can't say I didn't buy any. But I bought less because I bought a bunch at 32 and charged it. And now I'm stuck paying that bill. And I just checked, and I only got 3 more paydays before that bill has to be paid in full, or I'm going to get hit with a big interest. And so I have been watching that. It scares me to spend any money right now on anything because I know 90 days... And technically, I have more than 90 days, but I call it 90 days because I only have I get paid on the first of the month. I'm military retired, and that's when we get paid. And so I've got 3 paydays before it has to be paid in full. So we'll see how that plays out. I was lucky 32. I don't see 32 coming back, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Let's see. And maybe I'll have to sell in 100 days. Who knows? That's still water under the bridge for right now. Dr. K, I hope they beat both gold and silver down even further because I'm buying more before it springboards back up in the near future. I enjoy a sale and stack on. Yeah, enjoy the sale and stack on. I think that's a good way of saying it. I think it will hit that springboard, and that's it. People will have missed the opportunity. Let's see here. Boom. Next comment. Testimonials. The home run is to own Bitcoin. Yeah, no. I'm good on Ponzi schemes. I'm reading. So for those of you that are not following along, I'm reading the comment and then I was reading the reply. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be the home run. I think there's going to be a lot of people that lose out, but who knows? I mean, think about it. And I don't like calling Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme per se, but it's hard to argue that it isn't. I hate to say that. Trust me, I've talked pros and cons of Bitcoin. My honest opinion, the cons outweigh the pros, but I do have pros of it. There are things about Bitcoin that I like. If I want to go to the Philippines, I can't take all my gold and silver with me. If I had Bitcoin, I could go over there, memorize my passwords, and boom. Now I'm there. Get me wondering now. I've never looked this up. For anybody that's a Bitcoin person, can you make your wallet, can you set your own 16-word passphrase, or is it always set for you? So my passphrase on my Bitcoin, on my crypto wallet, not Bitcoin wallet, crypto wallet, they gave me the words. But I'm wondering if you can set your own words. Because let's be honest, my words, they're so random I would never be able to memorize them. Maybe I could, but I'm not gonna. But I'm wondering with a regular crypto wallet if you can set your own words. Back then, somebody said it for me, told me don't ever show anybody them words, and that was it. Now you got me wondering on that. I guess you could pick a song that you like and use the first word or each word of the song, but I don't know if it would let you. Know how some of these passwords now, it's like, oh, that password's not strong enough. I don't know. I'm just kind of curious now that we're talking about that. But yeah, I like the fact that you can move it a whole lot easier than you can move silver and gold. I don't like the fact that I need to make sure that I have power. I need to make sure that I have internet. I don't like the fact that it's digital. Even though they say it's anonymous, it's not. Reason it's not anonymous is eventually you will buy something, and when you go to pay for it and have it mailed to your house or mailed to your post office box, boom, they figure out who ended up buying it, and that's it. And so that's why I'm not a big fan. I don't like having nosy people watching. I do like the blockchain. I'll be honest, I've said that. I think blockchain technology is here to stay, so we'll see how this is going to play out. Next comment, Wes Steffen. Not financial advice, but for fun, if you had $10,000 to play with, what would you do with it? I would just probably put it all on silver, especially at these prices. Not financial advice, that would just be what I would do. Even considering, although technically I shouldn't say that. I should say I would pay off my credit card with less than 100 days. I need to focus on that. But we're going to pretend that it's not for me. It's I've got to spend it on something. I would go for silver. That's what I would target. So we'll see. GE Techs. What is up? Love Harry. Somebody else said. I guess a lot of people do love Harry, and everybody knows who Harry was. I must have been probably the only person that didn't know Harry. I knew Silver Dragons, just didn't know the name Harry. I just knew him as the coin shop guy. And then there's another one, and I don't, now that I think about it, I don't even know his name. Who's the guy on International Stacker? Or is it International Stacker? No, maybe it wasn't. Hold on, let me think here. It was not International Stacker. Oh yeah, I think it is International Stacker. I'm trying to think the coin shop, what his name was, and I've listened to him too. We definitely share political opinions. Although I heard he wasn't doing well. I heard he was sick for a little while and took a break. I don't even know. I haven't checked the channel in a while. Now you got me thinking about that. I'm going to have to look that up later tonight because that's driving me nuts now what his name was. And he's in every video. Let's see here. Hey, T. Donald. How's it going? Donald Ham. Oh, okay. Here we go. And I know Donald. Donald from Maine. I don't actually know him personally, but I know him from prepping. Hey, T. Thanks for giving my prepper group a plug. Could you explain why I'm hearing of people hoarding nickels? I would like to hear from your subscribers in your chat if they do or don't, and why. Your friend in Maine. Okay, so a lot of people are hoarding nickels because nickels are made out of nickel and copper. And let's see if I can pull this up because I actually keep this chart right here. Boom. This is all the silver ones. We need to go to, let's see, is it on this chart? Let's see. Silver melt coins. Dollars, nick, dimes. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna find your answer exactly in 1 minute. I'm gonna show you. It's easier to show. Coin calculators. Where the heck is base metal coins? Where did it go? Base metal. Coin calculators? Base metal coins right here. So this right here that I'm looking at is coinflation.com. Coinflation.com is mostly used for silver coins, but base metal coins definitely has a purpose. Just like a lot of people collect pre-82 pennies, they're 95% copper. They have value, even though some people don't view it. Let's see here. Linking copper pennies. We'll just say you have $1 in copper pennies and you want to know how much that dollar's worth. There are, this gives you the, what? A roll of copper cents is 50 coins. It's valued at $1.78. So I want you to think about that for a minute. $1.78 makes that 50 cents, essentially 3.5 times. The same thing applies to nickels, even though it did not come up. The only thing I hate about this is it's always spitting these ads up, and the ads come up right over what I'm trying to read or show. Let me see if I can find the nickel one, though. That's what I'm curious about. So base metal coins, obviously the same reason people stack copper pennies is the same reason that they are stacking nickels. So we're going to go down now. Jefferson nickel. Now, the only thing I don't understand, someone can correct me if they know the answer to this. They say nickels from 46 to 14. Technically, I'm under the impression it's any nickels. Any nickels. Maybe this was updated last in 14, except they just, or the program was made in 14 maybe, and they just update the price. But nickels, 5-cent Jefferson nickels, If you have $100 in nickels, calculate, that's $130. So that is a 30% profit instantly. Just as silver started out in 64, I mean, you could get in 64, everything was silver. Silver dime was a dime. In 65, a silver dime might have been worth a little bit more, but they were getting harder to find because now 65 dimes are clad. 65, 66, 67, all the way up to current day, we've seen silver dimes gradually go up in price. Bad money, Gresham's law, bad money will drive out good money. The good money, which is silver coins, are slowly disappearing from cash registers and banks and so on. Copper pennies now are disappearing from cash registers. Can you still find them? Yeah, you buy a couple rolls of pennies, you might find 10 or 15 copper pennies. That's a 10 to 15%. Before, they were all copper. Right now, nickels, all nickels to my knowledge, are based off nickel and copper. They already have passed the bill to change the metal makeup of a nickel. They've passed the bill to get rid of the penny. They have the ability to change all metal now. If they want to, the bill's already been placed. However, I expect they will probably be changing the nickel pretty soon. Once they do, nickels are going to be like copper pennies. The question is how long? Let me ask you this another way. I'm going to word one more thing before I move on. If you have $100 to your name and you go to the bank and you buy a box of nickels, how much money do you have? You still have $100. I can take my box of nickels and go spend it. I can take it to the bank, get my $100 bill back. Or I have nickels that are worth 130% of what I spent, whereas somebody else still has their $100 bill. For people out there that are essentially putting cash away, I mean, I've known people that stick cash under their mattresses, bury it in their backyard. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff. Why do people do that? Some because they think maybe the banks are going to take their money and they're going to close. Some, the funniest thing was when I heard because the dollar is going to be worthless at some point, I said, and you're still going to have your dollars buried in your backyard. The biggest reason, though, a lot of people are just losing trust in the banks right now. So the guy that's holding nickels can still spend it, but he also has something that's made out of nickel and copper, which means he has a precious metal of sorts. Not as precious as gold or silver, but still precious. It's kind of like the copper pennies, and it's like the silver. It's just going to take a little while. I think nickels are still too new. Copper pennies, we're seeing copper pennies right now. We're seeing pennies dry up. Go to the bank and try to get a box of pennies. You might get lucky once or twice, but if you're persistent, they will shut you down. They will not keep allowing you to buy boxes of pennies. They'll try to tell you there's no penny shortage. Then why can't you give me pennies? Well, because people are just holding them. People aren't wanting to give them up because they think they're worth more than a penny now. Okay, well, what defines the value of something? When people can't get something, the value of that something tends to go up real quick because the people that want it are going to pay for it. And so that's kind of the big reason why a lot of people are hoarding the nickels. Same reason they hoard the copper pennies. That's interesting, though, because so I got a friend up in Maine, one of my buddies. He was getting into coins recently and wanted to maybe get into silver, didn't know. And I said, you know what? Because of the type of person you are, just go to the bank and buy a box of pennies. He goes, what? I said, just get a couple boxes of pennies and put them up. I go, yeah, if you want to get in silver, get in silver. But you're not going to go wrong. A box of pennies is still $25. He goes, I don't understand. I said, see if they give you a hard time or if they give you the pennies. Why wouldn't they give me the pennies? I said, you'll have to learn that lesson yourself. Because I can tell you and you won't believe me. But if you see it, it will make you wonder why. And he said he went to the bank, and it was a small bank, and they just said, because we're a small bank, we don't have any. He never went to a bigger bank after. It kind of got washed aside. When people wash stuff aside, it makes me wonder if they really care. He will eventually hear about that in 2, 3, 5 years from now. Somebody will have a box of pennies on eBay, and they're going to want $100 for it. And he's going to be like, what? And it's all going to come rushing back to him. I told you guys my story about gold and silver. I had a kid want me to get into silver at $4 or $5 an ounce in the Middle East. Wanted me to buy gold for $400 an ounce, and I laughed at him. I said, dude, that's crazy. I go, I'm putting my money in the stock market. I'm making a ton of money. I love it, and I can't understand why you would do that. He goes, I think gold and silver is going to be worth a lot more down the road. You know, people are hoarding it. This was in 2099, 2000 time period, and I laughed at it. To this day, I regret that. I could have been buying it at a super duper low price, and I had money to throw away. I mean, I remember one day going to the NEX, which was like a base convenience store or whatever, a department store, and I told them Kmart had Hot Wheels, die-cast Hot Wheels, and they were doing 2 for $1 special. On the base, it's tax-free. I said, I'd like to order a bunch of them. They said, well, we get them off and on. I said, I'd like to order cases of them. They told me, how many? I said, I would like to buy probably 20 cases. And they're like, what? I said, yep. They said, there's 74 to a box. I said, that makes about sense. You're talking $37 a case. And me buying 20 cases weren't going to cost me more than $800. And I ended up doing, in fact, let's see if I can do this real quick. Boom. Let's see. I got to be careful. I don't want to show you something I'm not supposed to show you, but boom. Nope, hold on. I got to be very careful how I do this. Boom. I'm getting off on a tangent a little bit, but I still want to show it real quick. Darn, I guess I can't do it like that. I thought I could just duplicate. Duplicate. Okay, here we go. Yep, now I got it. Search. There it is. Let's see here. Let's see if it comes up. I'm hoping it's searching my videos. And it didn't. Darn it. I'm not going to be able to get it. I actually did a video a while back when I got rid of the majority of my Hot Wheels. And it was actually a subscriber that made me a trade for them. And I ended up doing a video. It was a 2-part video. I'm not going to be able to find it now. Let's see. If I can find it, I'll put the link below. But I showed hundreds and hundreds of Hot Wheels. That person bought probably 1,000, maybe 1,500 Hot Wheels off me. I actually sold a ton to a department store, a resale shop. It actually was called, I think, Caswell's Liquidation Center up in Maine. I think it was like a little store out of, it was like Martin's. If you're in Maine and you know what Martin's is, it's up in Waterville. Caswell's, it was also up in Waterville. I don't even know if they're still open, though. But needless to say, there I go, getting off on a tangent. There's a lot of things, I guess, that people collect. Where was I even going with that comment? Let's see. I gotta regroup here. What I was talking about that got me off there. Would like to. Oh, there we go. The nickels. That's what we were talking about. So here's the deal. Everything is going up. It's natural to think that silver is going to go up, gold is going to go up, nickel's going to go up, oil's going to go up, copper's going to go up. But with nickels, you still have money and you have precious metals. You can't say that really with silver dimes because you can't get a silver dime for a dime. So you can never use a silver dime as money. You can never use a silver quarter as money in terms of face value. I wouldn't even want to do copper pennies as money for face value because I've spent all the time searching them if you do that. In order to get copper pennies, you got to search them or you got to pay someone more money for them. With nickels, you can get nickels and then it has a double purpose. It's nickel and it's cash if you need it. I have a bunch of nickels. I don't know how many boxes. I've got, a few boxes put away. And one time I needed money and I did cash in a box. It just is what it is. So, who knows? But that is the reason why they're doing it. And the Hot Wheels, I wished I had taken my money and instead of buying Hot Wheels, bought silver at $5 an ounce, $4 or $5. That's where I was going with it originally too. But I didn't. I tried telling people I was one of those negative people on gold and silver that come on here and catch every video and they always got something bad to say about gold and silver. I was one of them people, yes. Let's see. John W., how's it going, buddy? Hope you're having a great day. Thanks, T. I tend to believe that paper markets is now being manipulated for one reason. They beat the price down at expected shipment of most orders, but let it go shortly after to catch the unsuspecting or unknowing buyers. Everything helps them. Hold on here. I'm thinking real quick here to make sure I understood what you were saying on that one. They beat the price down at expected shipments. Okay. To catch unsuspected or unknowing buyers. So, I'm not really sure. I'm sorry, John. I'm not really understanding exactly what you're saying. So, they beat the price down, you think, at shipment of most orders. So, when the refineries are going to sell. They know this before it happens. They have schedules and they know when bills come due. And typically people can start to track when the most likely time that a mining company is going to sell their inventory. It's possible that they do beat the price down so they can get the inventories cheaper from the mining company. And it gives people the opportunity to pick up as much as they can if they're paying attention to it. But it would appear to me like the big players of the game are beating the price down in paper, and then they're turning around and buying up the physical. And they're taking physical silver. Excuse me. So that's what it would appear to me. I apologize on that question because I don't really know if there was a question there all the way. But I believe the markets are manipulated, clear as day. I don't even believe a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing now, like U.S. debt clock. Let's pull this up real quick. Boom. Let's see if it comes up. Yeah. 39 trillion, 15 billion. I don't even think, I think this number should be a lot higher at the rate we're going up, but it seems like if I sit here and I keep refreshing it, it slowly climbs, and then all of a sudden you see a little bit of a drop. Technically, at this rate, this number should never go down. We are in the hole. We are losing more money, spending more money. So if you ever see this go from 15 to, I don't know, 12, that's not accurate. in my opinion. And I think a lot of the numbers are being manipulated as well. So, yeah, I definitely think that's a problem. Oh, is that the end of the comments already? Hold on here. Yeah, we only got 3 left. Good morning to you. Another fantastic video. I hyped it again. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, Polly. I appreciate that. If I did not see your comment, I apologize. These are all the comments that YouTube showed me. If someone put something in there that may come across negatively, then I can't, and YouTube deletes the comment. I can't see it. I apologize. That's not me. That's YouTube. Because I have been told, you never read my comment. I'm showing you guys all the comments that can be seen right now. Walks with one. It's been rough. It's been a rough week for the worldwide markets. Busy getting ready for spring. It is right around the corner. Got to see a beautiful sunrise this morning. Don't get down. It only affects you if you need to sell. Look at it as a buying opportunity. If you have a couple extra dollars, thank you for your hard work. Everyone, have a great weekend. So I appreciate that, and I hope everybody does have a great weekend as well. And you're right. I mean, look at it as a buying opportunity. Don't let the price going down beat you down, beat down your attitude. It is what it is. They can't beat the price down forever. And there are some people that think that they can. I don't believe they can. Inventory will start to dry up sooner or later. And when it dries up, that's the end of it. And a lot of people are going to feel bad. I should have bought more when I had the chance. I should have bought the dip. Do you know how many people left me comments last year around this time? Well, technically, no, it wasn't around this time. It was like another 4 or 5 weeks from now. But so if I went back 11 months from now, I would see a ton of comments that said, oh man, I wish I had bought more during the dip. I didn't think it would start climbing that quick. I thought we would go a little lower. Everybody was talking $20 silver. We got to 22, 23, and then it shot up. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. It's a buying opportunity in my opinion. If I get a little extra money, I'll maybe pick up some more ounces, but unfortunately I'll probably be putting it towards my credit card right now. Someone's dog's outside barking. Silver is up 100% from this time last year. You're right, it is. Gold is up 50% from this time last year. So, yeah, both gold and silver are a whole lot higher. Looking at the charts, I still think gold and silver are going to do hot. Yeah, we're in a little bit of a beatdown right now. It's not the end of the world. For people that are looking for a quick dollar, trying to make money quick, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. You're going to have to wait it out a little bit. Right now, there is a little bit of a sting. There's a deal going on. You can either look at it like, hey, this is an opportunity for me to make some money. Or you can look at it as, I'm afraid it's going to go lower and don't want to buy. Could it go lower? It could. It could. It's not a guarantee, though. So, and that concludes all the comments. So I thank everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope everybody took a quick minute, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. With that being said, definitely check out some of my other great videos. We're going to see how this plays out. We're going into the weekend now. I hope everybody has a great weekend. The markets are going to be closed for a couple days, so there's nothing we can do now but take advantage of this opportunity. And we'll see how it plays out. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap up here. I thank everybody for watching, commenting, subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button, and consider clicking on one of these other great videos. As always, I'm going to put a couple hyperlinks in so you can jump right on to the next video. And with that being said, have a great weekend, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. I may go live this weekend one time somewhere. I don't know. It's not the end of the month yet, so I may end up going live next weekend. Remember, for our members, we've only got one more members event this month. And then after that, I am changing the members event around. I'm still trying to tweak it a little bit, where there will be prizes instead of a guaranteed prize. I don't know if I said that right. Actually, I didn't say that right. There won't be a guaranteed 1 ounce prize every month. I say that because I've got a couple items that were donated. And so I'm going to be giving different stuff now, I guess you can say. And we'll talk about that come the first of the month. And I might do a short actually this weekend where I show one of them prizes. With that being said, going to wrap up here. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again on Tsquare Talk. Have a great weekend and take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Long-winded today. Bye-bye.